So, hello everyone, this is OK here, and this is game one of a round two Crazyhouse World Championship match in 2020, a round two match, probably the highlight of all the round two matches between LegionDestroyer and PawnInTraining. Just backing up to see how we got to the live position. Ooh, this just reminds me of maybe games of the finisher, is it, or rapid? Definitely very theoretical stuff with the e5 and then d4 push. So both white and black fighting for space. Interesting. Throws in a check. King f1. Okay, so black's getting some nice attack. He's going for knight. This is a. If you take the knight f6 wins the queen. This is the point. But black's attack's pretty nice too. So whose attack is better? Right. So Marlowe says go PawnInTraining. Clearcast says diagonal's good. I'm just going to quickly also check if anyone else is streaming this on Lichess. Yeah, so if black can get a diagonal, he's definitely doing very well. Because this king is actually cut off. So a knight and a pawn, in fact, mate. Interesting move from PawnInTraining, very nice, sort of giving some kind of lateral defense. The idea being that if you give up your queen for a pawn, that's great, that's all you need for mate. So the threat from black is simply grabbing this pawn and putting it on g2. Let's see if anyone else is streaming this. It seems I'm the only one streaming this. Okay, so I'll just quickly say. So that's in fact what's happened. He's given himself the a luft with this move, just to back up a move. h3 is giving himself luft on h2. But PawnInTraining, gosh, that's forced. Otherwise, you're winning the queen, and queen g2 will be mate. So that was absolutely forced. Takes, 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 and now, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Knight here looks strong. It looks like the position is collapsing, but maybe queen takes knight as well. Queen takes knight then threatens knight at h4, so LegionDestroyer. Okay, so he gives up the queen. Okay, so now queen at g2 has to be defended. He does it with the knight. Now there has to be a mate here, so where's the mate? I'm thinking queen here, check, knight here is interesting, not quite mate. This is interesting. Where's the mate? PawnInTraining is not a joke. He's quite a tough player. I mean, LegionDestroyer has got very strong recently, but PawnInTraining is a very experienced player. Queen e1, knight e2, queen takes f2. Oh, of course, yeah. So I've had queen e1 this, king h2, and I didn't see the finish. Queen takes f2, you get a pawn in hand, and then you get the mate. Unless he blocks with the knight. But, and then I'm still not seeing it, because pawn f2, yeah, so that was tough. So what actually happened was this. Okay, so do we still have anything? Okay, it just takes this. Takes. Oh, and with this move, he's actually covered his back rank, so he must be very relieved about that. He's gone to h2, indeed. Queen takes h3 might be mating, for all I know. But we're playing... Yeah, queen takes h3. Obviously, it's risky. Do you have enough to finish this off? Okay, this... Queen takes h3, yep, it's all over. Queen takes h3. Queen takes h3's important move. Okay, doesn't matter. He's found another mate. So was there something just right at the end a little bit cleaner in this position? Let's just have a look. So queen at e1, knight at f1, knight at e2. This is the line we were thinking about. King h2, queen takes f2, bishop at g2. at g3, and I had the problem knight takes g3, and I just hadn't seen one move further. Queen takes knight is checkmate because it's actually protected by the knight. So that was the line that Clearcast was pointing out. Back to the live game, back to game 2. So we're looking from LegionDestroyer's perspective. He's gone 1-0 down, and we're in a theoretical looking e4, e5 position, and Black's gone for the very active d5, just trying to get fast development, even though that pawn is not sufficiently protected to hold 3 pieces attacking it. So the whole idea is just going for development. So it's a pawn sack to develop quickly. So it doesn't even waste time taking it back. 3 attackers, so it wasn't holding. Goes straight in for an attack, and PawnInTraining does likewise. So this is high intensity stuff. Just double checking. Yeah, there's no one else streaming Crazyhouse right now. Lots of activity, but not Crazyhouse. So what did White play? Just went for the counterattack. So very active play. I mean, this bishop move is trying to... Yeah, what does it do actually? The knight was already covered the square. So obviously you usually wouldn't want to let a pawn take your rook and promote to queen, because the opponent would get too much material, a queen on the board and another rook in hand. So this is why moves like bishop takes queen, pawn takes rook would be too much. There's no direct mating threat, so both players have defended. And I guess the reason why they didn't take is they might have been afraid of knight at g2 followed by bishop takes. So hard to say. Oh, very nice move from PawnInTraining. My goodness, he's playing this beautifully. No, I'm not saying it's not 100% sure it works, but let's have a look. Because it looks beautiful. The threat is pawn takes pawn, king takes pawn. It doesn't quite work because knight here, king could take here. So so the real threat might be pawn at d7 to follow. Yeah, but whichever it is, it's actually very... Pawn takes pawn, king takes pawn. There are also ideas of this check taking the bishop. So I can't see the forcing continuation, but this is a really tough problem for black to solve, because the only real defender of f7 is the king. But the king could just keep running. So what should black do here? Because all the possible... Okay, so knight here would be a way of defending it. But then takes and the pawn returns on this square. This is the problem. You could just take the queen and just claim I'm safe. This is the question. Are you safe? Takes, knight here, and then claim we're safe. So maybe black can just grab the queen, but obviously LegionDestroyer is investing a lot of time in this, because that was definitely a challenging move from PawnInTraining. Maybe he needs to secure this pawn before he continues. So maybe that's even just strong. Something like bishop here, but then that might get you mated. This is the only problem. I kind of like this, because then we're threatening knight here, and pawn here, and pawn here. So there are a lot of threats with this, while maybe the rook gives some kind of protection. But it's very unclear. I'm banking on bishop h6 being strong here. Maybe it doesn't work, simply rook takes. I don't like the idea of if the king goes to h8, I feel it's very safe. Oh, there is something else I didn't notice, which is simply rook takes pawn. So maybe not as safe as I thought. Because there are ideas of rook takes pawn. There are also ideas of h6 and g7, so not so clear at all. Okay, pawn in training, got to move, got to move, got to move. Has to move. Only 1 second left on the clock. This is just, yeah, this is good. Unfortunately, this is where pawn in training is going to suffer. King takes pawn is brilliant because you have knight here, and that king is looking like it's about to get mated. I can't see the mate. Oh, that doesn't look good. That does not look good. Knight here was even stronger looking. It's the time. It's just going to be. It's really going to hurt this time. 2 seconds left. It's just not enough time. Oh, that's so unfortunate. I think white is really doing well in that game. So after bishop takes queen, that's the sort of critical position. Takes, and what's the right continuation? He just grabbed this, and e6, king takes e6. I was wondering if knight here was strong, but apparently the king can run. So the critical continuation was actually knight at e5, king takes g7. We've got 2 pawns in hand, so rook takes g2. If we just ran, we're getting mated. This is actually really important. If we just do this, it's checkmate. So we do get an extra pawn, and if you just go something like at g6, we actually have room to put 2 pawns on. So h6, you can't go here for the same reason actually. So that's why knight at e5 is a really strong idea. And if he goes here, you have this extra pawn. Takes, and so this is really, really strong. Probably even mating if we look deeper. So knight g4 is apparently the strongest move for black here. But yeah, and then white is probably winning this. Takes, bishop takes, saying h6, king f6, and it's thinking black's okay here, but definitely it was very high intensity stuff. Yeah, so the most challenging move is this knight at e5, but then it's really difficult. Takes. This is a really really challenging line. Knight g4, and then not clear. Rook takes g4. Bishop takes g4. Maybe black gets away with king f6, strangely enough. But I find it hard to believe. I think if you just go on higher depth, this should be good for white. But it's definitely high intensity. Rook takes, bishop takes. I mean, this is really intense. And Stockfish is just oscillating wildly. I think it's going to see a mate eventually. Just give it enough time. It thinks black's winning. Okay, I'm going to leave this in another tab. I shouldn't really be using Engine in the middle of a live game, so I apologise for that. It's just trying to see if there was a mate in this position. It's fascinating. So okay, let's look at the live game. So LegionDestroyer takes game 2. One advantage he certainly does have over pawn in training is greater speed. Yeah, if this were a very slow time control game, probably pawn in training would be the favourite. LegionDestroyer joking, is this CWC in the comments? So just looking again, yeah, it doesn't seem to see anything concrete. It's still only depth 14. Knight f7, king h4 it wants to do. Does white have anything here? Knight at g2 apparently only moved to keep some kind of advantage. Knight f4. If you go back to here, you have pawn g3, so you have to go king takes h2. So this is this is fascinating stuff. Rook at g2, king h1. This is all pretty much forced as a best line. And I was thinking, can we castle here? And we can't, because the bishop's actually stopping us from castling. So we grab the bishop, and yeah. So apparently white is winning this this position, but it's kind of tough. At g2. Okay, this is a crazy position. Who knows who's winning? So if the idea about g2, I think, is if you castle, black black has some kind of blocker. Yeah, rook at f1. If rook takes f1, we'd take back with check, so that wouldn't be good. Yes, if rook takes f1, g takes f1 would be check, and black, in fact, would be mating. Because of you'd get a rook to put on. Well, okay, so why is this? Because if bishop takes, queen e1. Okay, so he's got a back rank mate. So that's why you obviously have to take the bishop, and then you don't want to take back because otherwise you're getting mated. But you do have this move at d2 check. It's okay. So that's why at g2 is quite an interesting defense in this position, although probably not the best. Okay, so crazy position. White is probably winning. I've gone way too deep in this. Okay, so just let's get back to the live position. Sorry about this. Okay, so a pawn sack for what purpose? White really going for a big attack. And yeah, no holding back from either player. Both players just going straight for the attack. So why couldn't black, for example, have just moved the rook? Maybe the concerns about knight d5 and bishop takes c6. That's the problem. So go straight for an attack. And knight d5 comes. That shouldn't have been allowed. So I feel white's probably better after that move. Okay, providing some coverage. Oh, black has no blockers. And that's going to hurt. Looks like a strong front. So a queen is going to be landing on d8, perhaps. I didn't see that right to the end. So let's just look at the end position. If we just take it back, white has a pawn and a queen in hand. And it looks like black is getting mated, although I don't see the full line. Something like queen here, check. But no, I don't see it. So let's just have a look. What's the line? So queen takes d5. The idea being, if you take back here, then queen at d8 is apparently mating. King takes, queen takes. Oh, you're undefending d7. Bishop at d4, so that's diagonals. King comes here, and a knight. Yeah, the knight cut the king from going here. Okay, so I mean, black just resigned, but probably because lots of things were good in this position. But I found it difficult to see a forcing mate. But this apparently is also mating. If king e6. Okay, again, I can't see it very easily, but apparently there was something. Queen takes f6, apparently. Queen takes f6, g takes f6, knight at f4. The point being, if you go here, then queen takes is checkmate. So you have to back off. If you back off, okay. So again, this is hard to see in practice. So I'd have probably played on as black, but okay. Clearly, it was good for LegionDestroyer. So LegionDestroyer took a 2-1 lead, and in game 4, we've taken quite a long time actually, just playing 6 or 7 moves at the opening. And LegionDestroyer, so going for a pawn sack as black, very much trying to get out of book, I feel. That's an interesting move. Playing e5 against d4, it's an interesting idea, for sure. Definitely trying to get PawnInTraining out of his comfort zone. But I'm not sure this is good, because white just got a huge center. Okay, this will just get a piece for 2 pawns. So maybe there's something stronger. Ooh, I mean, this is just allowing this. Okay, so PawnInTraining's idea is actually at e6 here. That's interesting. At e6 is still coming. You are not stopping it. You might castle, but yeah, this is looking actually quite painful. Because you're grabbing a pawn, you're grabbing a knight, you're putting a bishop on e6. You've got diagonals. Yeah. Okay, so this is... Okay, I was thinking the knight would land on f7 and then pawn at e6, but okay, he's going with king. Interesting, but yeah, this king is looking precarious. And white's just going to be hunting for a knight just to put on f7 or something very simple like this. So what's the best way of getting a knight? I mean, this is a good way of guaranteeing getting a knight, but there may be other ways too. Okay, he goes for this. The knight doesn't... Knight could go to here. I mean, the problem with a move like this, though, is it would be very easy to harass this knight with the pawn. And then this would fall, so this is an almost impossible position to play as black. Maybe pawn f7, try and fix the hole. Does that work? Don't know if it does, though. Okay, so he's definitely going to go knight takes. Just keep on covering. But it's very easy to chase that knight away. For example, with the pawn. And if the knight moves, then moves back, then we just take it. Put a pawn back on e6 and so on. So yeah, indeed, PawnInTraining does do this. So it does look like this will be tied up at 2 games all. But we will see if LegionDestroyer can come up with anything. Probably at f7, is that anything? Not really. Takes everything. Ah, interesting. Going for counterplay on d2. It's not entirely stupid. And PawnInTraining is just say, okay, I'll give myself f1. LegionDestroyer down. Okay, so he takes the knight. He takes f7. Are there any threats? I mean, so many knights in hand. This looks Pawn in training though down to 8 seconds, so it's just time. Probably just put a bishop on and hit him with knights, it's fine. Oh yes, there was the queen takes threat. I don't think it was a threat, but it was an idea, certainly. Okay, so all white's pieces are going to be landing on the board now. There's no defense around this black king, so just... Ooh, what was that? Oh, he grabbed the bishop. Oh, I see, yes, he grabbed the bishop. And this is, yeah, this is all over. Just queen it. Queen at will probably do it. He's going to be chased around a bit. He's not quite found it. He's also got queen takes h6 if he ever wants it. He's putting pawn in training under pressure to deliver the goods. Yeah, you can't take it because the queen comes into d7. Queen takes d6 as a threat. He's got to defend. Pawn here doesn't work, you just take it. So probably brings the rook in, is inevitable. So pawn in training needs to repair. What will I do if rook there? Oh, this doesn't work. Just queen takes. Queen takes d6. This is all over, surely. Everything coming in. Queen takes bishop. Queen takes bishop. Everything's falling. Oh, he does. Queen takes bishop. So pawn here is a mate threat. Just, ooh, his takes as a promotion, but still you're safe. I should think. Bishop oh, knight takes is even safer, yeah. Just take it. Take everything. But definitely causing trouble. Pawn here. Oh, bishop was stronger. Knight there was checkmate, but stress. Knight here is still checkmate, and he finally finds it. Oh my goodness! So LegionDestroyer is just going to make pawn in training really work under time pressure. So yeah, that's the real lesson. Pawn in training really has to keep time in hand. But he delivered. He delivered. But he really made him work hard for his win. Okay, now Legion going for c4, which is objectively not such a great idea, because it gives a weakness for black to target. Followed up with e4 though makes a lot of sense. Now the real weakness is on d3. So the question if you're black is, how do I go about targeting the d3 square? So moves like this, for example, or maybe opening up. It's possible ever to open up the d file. Hard though, this is all well protected. But solid play. I think Legion's going to regret this, to be honest. This is sensitive. He doesn't sack. Just plays solid. I feel though this is giving black a pleasant game. And the problem with Crazyhouse is black often doesn't get a pleasant game. This is giving black some chances. So I'd put pawn training as a slight favourite. I wouldn't say he's I wouldn't say he depends on book in his style of play, so he's great at milking the position to get a nice advantage. So hi there, Smash Time Fools. Yeah, I mean, this is the highlight of round 2 in the Crazyhouse World Championship. LegionDestroyer against PawnInTraining. And it's 2-2. You want me to meow for you? Okay, so PawnInTraining's gone quite aggressive with this h6 g5, which, yeah, it does create a little bit of a weakness on g7, which he's then, so this is why he's covering it while also attacking this bishop. It's also giving, I mean, black could get some nice attack down the g file as well, so worst come to worst, the king can always evacuate if things did get bad. So I still quite like black here. Smash Time Fools wants me to have a cat cam. I'm not really a cat person, but okay. Okay, so this is really pleasant position for black, although no knockout blows, nothing concrete I can see. So Smash Time Fool says, all streamers and human beings should do the same. If they don't have a real cat, they should pet stuffed animals and cute themselves out. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm kind of the opposite of that. I'm far too boring. Yeah, so LegionDestroyer's got into a think. So why has he got into a think? I guess it's because where does that bishop go? He doesn't want to retreat. He could take the knight, but then the queen comes out, and then there's a nice attack on f3. Okay, so Smash said, what about bishop takes f6, queen takes, knight d5? Okay, that's a good point. So if we sack our queen, we got the problem with, yeah, knight d5 is kind of annoying. Yeah, that's true. So bishop takes f6, queen takes knight d5. I guess I'd be forced to go back to d8 because this doesn't work. Takes, takes, takes. That's what. So just take the queen and we have a mate threat. Is what I meant to say. And the white king is sufficiently safe, I think. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. I don't see why he didn't. He must have been afraid of something, which I'm not seeing. So we're getting that as in delayed form. But actually, this is defended by the knight as well. This is a great knight, actually. It's defending everything. Maybe at g7, just to overwork that knight. Okay, but there are too many threats here. Because there could even be ideas of sacking on f2. Ooh, it's just sacking it. I feel PawnInTraining has enough time to figure something out here. In the line you showed me, there was queen at g3 because the pawn is pinned. Yeah. So, but after queen takes f3, just pawn takes. And black doesn't even have a queen. But whereas here, black's got everything he wants. Surely. Okay. Sure. Where's the mate? Okay. Not saying it's a mate, but there must be something here. Yeah, there are cute ideas which don't work. I was thinking like this knight here, discover double checks. You have to go here and then almost mate. Like rook at g1 here would be mate if we had a rook. So that's why it makes you think. Bishop on c5. Knight f6 isn't enough because of bishop on c5. What is happening here? This is going too fast for me. So LegionDestroyer really that's a mistake, because surely that was hanging that bishop. No, he's afraid of knight g3. Okay, so it wasn't hanging. Just defend. He's got 5 seconds on the clock. Oh, this is stressful. Another pawn lands. Eek. And in the meantime, you don't have something strong enough. He's going to take and promote again. just promotes again. The queen defends that bishop, actually. So it is quite safe. Ooh. Where's the mate? That's just a pawn. Oh my god, this is stressful. Five seconds left and black resigns. That's very sad. I feel like PawnInTraining was in control, basically, but okay. Let's look at the. Okay, we'll let them play the first couple of moves here. This time, LegionDestroyer taking a breather, but I think I'm going to just jump to that point where after this, yeah, the idea of bishop takes f6 straight away. So as knight d5, this is actually pretty strong. Knight takes f3, check. Queen takes f3. Queen takes f3. Okay, so this is actually complicated because you can't take here necessarily because the queen at g3, I think that's what Smash was pointing out in the chat. And queen at g2 is the only move, and who knows who's winning here. We only have bishops, we don't have knights, so it's not clear that black is winning either, but it's crazy. So white's threatening mate here, and the point was that if you just blocked with the pawn, then in fact we do have mate with bishop takes f2. Rook takes f2, grab the rook, and with apparently that's mating. Okay, it's not saying mate, but I think it's mating. Queen takes f2, king takes f. Okay, I don't see it, but then later, I mean, later in this game, so black's really in control the whole time. So knight f3 checks. These are the sort of ideas you have to exploit. Just opening up this. So the point is, if you take here, queen takes f2, rook takes, bishop takes f2, king takes, and the dark squares are sufficiently weak that this is all game over. A knight will cover the light squares and a pawn will cover the dark squares. If you try and run like this, pawn f2, king here, and rook here will be mate. So black did have it, but yeah, when it got to this point with the bishop on g3, doesn't have time to get a knight on g3, so it gets a bit more complicated. And then this is the point where it changes, where these start promoting. Okay, but back to the live game. Intense stuff. LegionDestroyer, very fortunately for him, takes a 3-2 lead, and we're in a d4, d5 position. And I'm especially lucky because of the opening LegionDestroyer played as white, c4. So this is definitely PawnInTraining's usual fare with white, with d4, d5, London system. So material looks completely level, but I like white, maybe, because f6 is slightly weak, and he's probably going to have to play f6. Black's probably going to have to play f6 himself, and then it looks like Black's kingside is going to get wrecked, maybe just crashing through some sacks and get some pawns in. It's hard not to play f6 here. Possibly bishop here takes, bishop here, and then f6. It's just to slightly improve the position for black. Unless, yeah. And then if f6 will be takes, and potentially even just sack, just to blow open the position and get some initiative. Oh, we see Jan Lee is in the Lee Chess chat. Okay, LegionDestroyer has thought more than a minute on this move, which is problematic. You don't want to move the queen to here or here because their idea is knight at h6, knight at f6, picking up the queen. So you don't want to do that. You don't really want to do this because then, exactly, white takes control. So he had to play f6. Oh, by going rook takes, yeah, he's asking for trouble, especially against PawnInTraining. PawnInTraining is a good chess player. We're going to see pawn at d5 coming. Automatic move in this position. Shouldn't even be thinking. I'm surprised PawnInTraining is even spending time on this. But apparently he is. Okay. So that means either he wants a pawn or he wants the bishop. Jan Lee says, close match today. Yes. I think he's going to grab the bishop and put a bishop on e5, although pawn at e5 just made sense. Pawn e5 still makes sense. And pawn e5 still makes sense, but yeah, just keep on, just work away on the pin. So where's the knight going? Probably rook e1 to reinforce it, and then we're going to get a blocker. A bishop maybe on e4, its own counter-attacking ideas. So this has actually worked out okay for black. Black is low on time, but it's basically going to force white to trade, and then white's got a problem to solve with this knight. And black's got some initiative on f3. So maybe just, I was thinking maybe just back off to cover f3, but PawnInTraining is keeping up the pressure, which is also reasonable. I mean, he could sack everything and go bishop at e5, and this is going to be strong as well. Like, if black spent time taking, there might even be a huge counterattack. Okay, so what exactly is this? Knight at h3. Makes me scratch my head. Because f2 is protected already, and obviously we're not going to take this knight. Oh, I see. Okay. So taking the knight, obviously there was bishop f3 picking up the queen. So I need to back up a second. So, okay, yeah. So I think PawnInTraining is playing this quite solidly in a way. Takes, queen takes knight, seems fine. Now knight takes f6 is a threat. I feel like white's got a huge material advantage here. So LegionDestroyer is playing for tricks in a way. And tricks are dangerous, but I don't think he's got anything just yet. Ooh, is there something? So he's probably worried, is bishop takes pawn mating in some way, and it probably isn't even. It's only queen takes knight, bishop. Okay, he's given him a knight. This is worrying, but is there anything? Rook here, king back, rook h6 is mate. Yeah, that was terrible. PawnInTraining has been cheated twice in a row. Ah, that's going to be painful. And now LegionDestroyer is throwing out the anti-prep again. After going c4 last white game, he goes a3 this one. Ah, yeah, that's going to hurt. I mean, maybe you should open up what was the mating sequence at the end. There was surely a mate somewhere at the end. So you didn't want to give a knight. That was the one thing. Just quickly, just go. So this looks strong here. This looked very strong. If I just go from this position, it's a mate in 2. Yeah. So bishop takes f6 to deflect. I kind of saw that subconsciously, and I didn't see it consciously. I was thinking some kind of deflection. Deflect the queen, and this is checkmate. Very simple. And if you don't deflect the queen, you block. It's still rook at h7. Very simple mate. Yeah, I kind of saw that subconsciously, and I didn't quite see it live. Okay, so meantime, this game, just to back up again, it's been so PawnInTraining playing. Okay, so LegionDestroyer just going for this all-out attack on. He seems to have got a lot of what he could have hoped for in this sort of position. At h6, he kind of makes progress in with h6. Yeah. Okay, so he's simply, if he had a pawn at h7 would be mate. So he wants pawn. Oh, he's given the pawn. That seems not a good idea. But maybe he's fine. Just, it looks very risky. It's like, how do I clear out? Ah, at h7. He's just hoping for here, but the knight takes f7. This just feels completely wrong. Just simply knight takes f7 takes queen. I feel PawnInTraining is not playing quite himself this game. Oh, Jan Lee actually said in the chat, bishop takes f6 and rook at h7. Yeah, that's what I was missing. It's annoying. I saw it and I saw bishop takes f6 and rook h7. And I didn't quite realize it was working. I don't understand. So wasn't at h7 really strong? If king f8, you just promote. If king h7, you go knight takes f7 and take a queen. It's completely crushing for white. But knight at g7 instead. What does that mean? He wants a rook, maybe. Looks like he's hunting for a rook. So why does he want a rook? Maybe because he wants at h7, rook at g8 sort of idea. Yeah, I feel yeah, okay. So again, if king h8, there was knight takes. So yeah, the bishop's defending. Ow, that's going to be painful. Exploiting the pin to promote. Dan Lee says, I would take black here. Wow, okay. But maybe this was a move or two ago, because this is looking really bad now. Knight at h8 was 0-1 still. Knight at h8. Yeah, as long as you don't let him promote, yeah. So, but this is back in this position. Knight at h8 here, I guess. That was still fine. Yeah, no, I agree. But I think white had gone wrong to allow that with knight at g7. And yeah, hi there, Elder Barber, who is also saying hi, Jan. Okay, so black thinking about winning a queen, but what is actually happening here? Yeah, has black got away or not? That's the question. Is there a mate if you just go get greedy and grab the queen? Because the king is running to d7, and I don't see what can check the king on d7. Yeah, so that's why he just grabs the queen. So now there will be, again, the squares around the king are surprisingly well protected. But this check was also a good defensive move because it covers f2. 2 pawns in hand. Does black have anything? He has very little time to find something. That's the real problem here. And he grabs the bishop. Okay. So white only has a queen in hand. It's difficult. Ooh, that's going to hurt because pawn at the e6 square is gone. Oh, that's nice, keeping the bishop. Yeah, but LegionDestroyer finds the mate. Difficult position. Something had gone seriously wrong. Okay, so with that, LegionDestroyer actually wins 3 games in a row, takes a 5-2 lead. And yeah, unfortunate for PawnInTraining because at least 2 of the games we've seen could have gone the other way, and then it would be 4 games to 3 to LegionDestroyer. So not really an accurate reflection of the tightness of the match. But certainly LegionDestroyer is just a much stronger player when it gets down to the last 30 seconds or so. There's no question. So it's very tempting for white to take the pawn and put it on h6. Maybe his pieces aren't quite ready, but you could even see an f4, f5 push. Maybe he's worried that would open up this diagonal, so he's keeping the f3 firmly in place. But then the question is, where does the knight go? Jan says, hats off to LegionDestroyer for making the most out of tough positions. Practical play. Yeah, definitely trying to get PawnInTraining into less comfortable positions. Probably just, and then playing well in these sharp positions. Actually, from the beginning of the match, especially to see the first 2 or 3 games, especially, they are both playing, no holes barred aggression against each other. So like one goes at h3, the other one goes at h6. It's neither player holding back. This game is much more cagey affair than the previous ones. I wonder who that suits. I mean, I feel that should suit PawnInTraining more, actually. Although I don't understand this move, because we just push. Okay, it weakens the square, but that's okay. We've got a nice tempo on the bishop. I'm sure this square can be defended at another time. I mean, I'm even tempted just to go bishop, to play a slow move like bishop f8 here. Although having said that, this pawn's not. Okay, so what does he want? If you take, the knight is going to be eyeing e6. So there's no reason to take. I feel like the bishop's a bit misplaced here. Just want it on this diagonal and get to work. And so that knight maybe comes in. You want to dislodge that knight somehow. Oh yeah, this bishop's trapped. I think. And it's going to be that bishop here. Oh, it doesn't. It's not falling because this bishop's protecting. So, but still, maybe grab this one, go at h6. Maybe I'm not sure. Oh yeah, this is a problem though. Yeah, but you can still take with check and then take back, and then you'll have lots of pressure on the center. Probably at h6 works here, doesn't it? At h6. Okay, maybe you lose a bishop. Takes.
Hey, what is up in the house party, bro?
Oh, hi there, Addy. I'm live streaming the match between LegionDestroyer and PawnInTraining, and what's happening in the house party is so if you want to join Lichess and watch LegionDestroyer, you can join me in the commentary. But what's happening in the house party? Let me think. Oh, there's an elite Crazyhouse happening. That's what's happening.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for the update. I'll leave you to it.
Okay. Yeah. If anyone wants to join me, I'm in the house Discord in the Bughouse Team 2 channel. Okay, so he wants to sack his ooh, bishop hanging. So what does he want? He wants rook at g8 mate. Okay, that's wishful, but okay, it's something. Yeah, okay, this does make sense. Just a little bit low on time. That's the only problem. If knight takes rook, he's kind of got his defense, and yeah, he's trying to deflect this knight and get maybe win the queen. Yeah, it's good. It's hard to assess this position. I feel he's still got. I think Black's got enough diagonals to keep on causing trouble though. Yeah, exactly. Jan says feels like PawnInTraining leads in the middle game, then LegionDestroyer wins the end game. Yeah, and the end game is what matters in every game. You have to find the decisive mating attacks. Okay, so now after this, Black is actually going to run out of diagonals if he takes this rook. So it's not all over just yet. Ooh, what happened here? Just he grabbed the pawn, and so now he's got a diagonal, and he's only got White's only got a knight in hand. This is a problem. I don't understand this move e6, but okay. So White attacking with very little. The square is covered. It's very hard. What do you do? Desperate stuff from PawnInTraining. Okay, so rook at g1 is the threat. Takes, and rook at g1 mates. Okay. Game over. So LegionDestroyer takes the match, 6-2. Tight match. Like I said, I think it could easily be 4-4 right now. If if there were justice in this world, it would be 4-4, and the match would go on. But LegionDestroyer is just much better under time pressure, and that really showed. So he goes through to round 3. It's tough round 2 opponent, and I can actually just load up the bracket. So where is it here? Here we go. LegionDestroyer against PawnInTraining actually plays. LegionDestroyer now plays Schwanet in round 3. Meanwhile, Zex playing Dabby in round 3, variants only against Art of Deception, Penguin against Zodiac Blitzer, the finisher against Unjur Nakamura, Bugzilla against Advocat, John Stuckey against Clearcast, Chicken Crossroad against, how do you pronounce this again? Duches, and Mugwort against Die Blaue Sau, Master Tan against Phantom Troop. Not sure. This one needs. Not sure who's. I think these matches might be upcoming in the next few hours. JK the Bullfrog against Bughouse Master, Little Plotkin against T-Cubes, GSVC against the winner of CIW Morlock. I think this has happened, but I can't remember who won. GD Howard 88 against Atamek, and Jasugi 99 against the Lone Wolf. So that's all to look forward to. I haven't actually been streaming much lately because things are getting busy for me now. But I had to stream this match because it's the highlight of round 2, and lots of really interesting matches coming up in round 3. Thanks a lot, Jan, for joining in the chat and watching the stream. An honor to have you. And okay, so do follow Jan Lee. Obviously, I assume everyone does already. Do follow Mugwort, Crazyhouse, and Clearcast Chess on Twitch because they'll also be covering several matches. And Marlon just joins just as it ends. Well, you'll be able to catch the VOD on YouTube or on Twitch. Okay, so see you all next time, and have a good week.